Come on. Arriving. Put my hat on. See. Hey. Yeah. Arriving. You. Get this. Hey, show him. Crown. Hey. Yeah. Yep. What? What's up? For real? I believe she's like an American song. Up in that thong. The Amazon. Coming from I love sun. Hey, 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 hey. Arriving. What? All right. What up, YouTube universe? I'm coming back again. Is the dark skin dancing a number one American? And I have to tell you about my Lakers. We beat the Clippers, all right? We beat the Clippers. We spanked the Clippers, okay? But I want to talk about the game and the production and how things seem to flow with us. All right. Everybody was getting theirs. We started off the game a little, I wouldn't say sluggish, but we started off by it was a lot of we were finding our spots. Okay. So I want to get to my Laker game real quick, and I want to talk about and break it down and the whole totality of it all. So if you look at the game, play by play, right? Look at the game and you watch it and you see it for what it is. So the first quarter was kind of a it was kind of a it was testy. First quarter of the game, right? A little testy. You had Kawhi doing his thing, leading the pack. I think they center was scoring at first. I think he started scoring around second half. I think he started scoring. It was like going back and forth at one point. But towards the fourth quarter, right? I believe Luka Doncic made a 3-pointer pull-up shot. And I believe around that time, what's his name had got subbed out? Claw. Now we've had a good performance against them. I'll take nothing away. All right. So Kawhi got out the game around the fourth quarter, I guess because of ankle injury or whatever. He had 31 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. All right. They power forward got injured. I forgot what quarter it was when he got injured, when he fell and bumped his head a little bit. It was what quarter was it when he got injured? I forgot what quarter it was. So it was a little competitive, it was a little testy, it was a little competitive, and us Lakers pulled it off. I like the way we used where we wanted to go. We picked our shots pretty, we worked with flow. And I'll tell anybody, you working with flow in basketball. And I noticed that moved us to 30, 34, and 21. What I noticed about us is that game, we were hitting um we were hitting a lot of corner threes. I think when we work on the corner threes, we're a better team, because you got to understand that Luka, he needs the ball in his hands, right? Um, to play with someone like that, you gotta either be a shooter, a rim runner, which means you dive to the basket to where the hoop is at. You get rebounds, you collect the rebounds, you're doing things of that nature. So to help a playmaker, which would be Luca, people know how to have to play off the ball instead of playing with the ball. Does that make sense? So when he scored 38 points, which is electric, right? Hold on, he scored 38 points. I'm gonna take you the whole tally up on what he did and the full moment of what he did. All right, hold on. Okay, it was a great game. Don't take nothing away from what we did. All right, Luca had 38. Luca had 38 in 38 minutes, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, which was good. That was great. That was a good thing. Now, with players like him, because he's so glued to having the ball, people got to know how to play with him with the ball. So either you run into that basket, you're a rim runner. Like, Jackson Hayes is a good example. He's our big guy. He up here and dunk. You got Rui Hachimura who can hit the threes. You know, Austin Reeves could play off the ball too. He can hit threes. Speaking of Austin Reeves, you see how many points he had. So if you really look at the game was kind of predicated on more what our bench can follow up and do. You understand what I'm saying? So it wasn't a problem for us to get things done. But again, when you could play off the playmaker, it makes life much easier. You understand what I'm saying? So when we knock our shots down, corner threes, I call it the baseline three because that's what it is anyway. Baseline threes, run into the rim, left or right, don't matter. You get in position when your playmaker is ready. Get in position, you wait because you know you're gonna get the ball at some point, right? And the way we strategized to beat the Clippers was just that. You had the rim runners running to the basket. You had your shooters. You had Rui Hachimura ready to catch and shoot. LeBron chimed in too. He did his thing. Good point. I think he had 13. Also, always great to see the leader do his thing, right? So I think that we work on our strengths. Our strength is playing off the ball for the rest of the team. Let Luca work on the defense, find out what he can do. Everybody else can work off. When Luka does get tired, we can give it to Austin Reeves, let him work, do his thing, similar to Luka, where he picks and chooses where he wants to go, or pass the ball. But again, it was Luka's day because he had 30, he had close to 40 points, which means he couldn't be stopped scoring wise. His midi was working, his threes was really working, especially at the top of the key. He loved to shoot the top of the key threes. But he's like what, 6'7", 6'8". He's not a small guy. So he can look over the defense and let that thing fly. So if you watch my videos and you watch what I've been doing, I got a shot myself. So I understand how the shots be working. And trust me, the defense realize you getting hot that day is pretty much very little what they can do to stop you. So when Kawhi got out the fourth quarter, I already knew it was over. I was like, yeah, it's over now because there ain't gonna be no one else that can compete with us. They were struggling. They had struggle points when he left. That's what I say to teams that when they star player leaves, they star leader leaves, and the team still fighting and struggling to win. That's struggle points because they don't have their main star and on the team leading the pack. So that's how I look at that. So they had some struggle points to try to keep it afloat. But again, being so potent of a team that we are, I just knew it was over. It was curtains. And I think they knew it too. Kawhi got out the game. So long story short, the way we collectively won that game, that was pretty decent. It's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I'm looking for the next game for us to come together and use strategies to help one another. That's passing, that's getting out from that baseline three, making teams pay when they double us. That's key. Making the defense pay when they double us. You understand? That is how we gonna beat teams with better records than the Clippers. Because you gotta make teams pay. Look at all the great teams, top teams in the NBA right now. They got an inside game, outside game. And that's what we need to have. We need to have an inside game, outside game. Because when we get it clicking on the outside, the perimeter of three, if you notice, it flows, it makes the game better. Because now you get people that's breaking out, and you got some of our rim runners. So it opens up the floodgates of players to get in their scoring positions, whether it's a lob, whether it's a three, whether you want to get in the paint and lay it up. However it is, it's easier, but you must be able to play off the ball because that's how we're going to win. When we get our star running the pack and getting in the groove, we have to align with that. You get what I'm saying? We don't never know what we gonna get out of, what team we play against, we gonna get out of, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, you got the orchestrator, the playmaker like Luka Doncic, who is orchestrating everything. Get what I'm saying? So we got to stay home and prone to what we do. You feel me? And that's what it is with our Laker team, man. Yeah, we won. I would have preferred us to beat them about 20 or 30 more points, but a win is a win. I'm not gonna say I don't want us to win. I want us to win for real. And then you gotta look at the rankings. See, the West is the best. The West is better than the East. Straight up. Straight up. Because it's so hard to get the standings. We're fifth in standings. I still remember when we was three. Now, if you look at the standings now, you got Houston, who's in front of us, which is fourth. The third one that we were in the spot was Denver. Okay. Then you got the Spurs, and then you got Oklahoma City Thunder. So the West is really the toughest division, and it's been like that for some time now. But the West is clearly the toughest division. Period. It ain't even. It's not even a question because it's so hard for the top 5, 4, 3, 2. Well, yeah, that to maintain where they gonna be. Realize I didn't mention one because one I think it's gonna be here. I don't think nobody gonna stop their record. I'm just saying. So if you look at, excuse me, make sure y'all press like and subscribe, support the channel so I can keep doing this live. So back to what I was saying about the Western Conference. So we can look at all the records in the Western Conference right now. The Thunder is 43-14. They're the number one team in the West. We look at the number two team, the Spurs, 39-16. Number three team, 36-21. Now, I'm going to only name those because it's the Rockets, 34, and then it's us, 34, with 21. We kind of like neck to neck with the Rockets, right? We got one more loss than them, but okay, we neck to neck. The reason why I mentioned only the three and I didn't want to mention the four other five is because the Rockets and the Lakers, which is my team, sort of got the same record, even though we got one loss. But we 34 wins into the column, which means the fourth is up for grabs. But if you look at number one, they got 4 games over the Spurs. That's the number one spot. I don't know if the Spurs are going to be able to catch them. We will see. They've been dealing with injuries, Shea been injured, so forth. All right, let's get down to the Spurs. Spurs been clicking on heels. Spurs been clicking on heels. They've been doing their thing. They've been on a winning streak. They've been 8-2 out of the last 10 games. All right. Nuggets. Nuggets is tricky because the Nuggets got 36-21. You only how many games away from trying to get that 2 spot? They basically like how many wins? 7, 8, 9. So they about 3 wins away from trying to get that 2 spot from the Spurs. All right. But in a 10-game stretch, they 5-5. But see, people got to understand when you look at the stretch of the games, it depends on what team that they're playing because everybody's schedule is different. You got certain teams who have weaker schedules, right? So the schedule is not how would I say this? Is not threatening as somebody with a top tier schedule where all them teams is just number 3, number 2, number 4, number 5. You know, that's going to be tough from a 4-game stretch, right? So let's get back to it. So again, the Rockets is 34-20 with out of 10 games, 6 out of 4. Same thing the Lakers got. We got 34 similar records, but we only got one loss in there, one more loss in there. And out of 10 games, we 6-4. All right. So the Western Conference is very tight. It's not like the East. If you look at the East, right? Because you know I'm a basketball fanatic. Look at the East right now, right? Look at these standings. This is very different. Look at the top seed in the East, which is the Pistons out there. All right, they 41-13. It's a good record. They 8-2 out of the 10-game stretch. Celtics 36-19. 10-game stretch, same thing as Detroit. 8-2. Cavaliers 36-21. 10-game stretch, they're 9-1. Knicks, they're fourth, 35-21, 10-game stretch, 7 out of 3. And I'm going to name the last one, like I did with my Lakers. Raptors, 33-23, and out of 10 games, they 6-4. So you could kind of look and see, like, maybe the Knicks might get the Cavaliers. Who knows? Because their records are kind of similar. Detroit got a 5-game stretch over the Celtics. Okay, so it may not be out of reach, but it's not like the West. It's not like the West at all, because we could very well be number 4 in the Western Conference standings. The Lakers, I'm speaking of, we can literally upgrade a little bit and catch that number 4 spot, depending on how the Rockets is moving. All right, because we kind of need them to lose, and we just got to win every other game that we got. So that will bump us up to number 4. Thing is, the Nuggets is back healthy again. See, I think the Nuggets would have probably been number 2 or something like that, battling from the number 1 spot, because, they star player was injured for some time. And this is basketball. You're going to have star players that are injured and things of that nature. And it comes with the territory. So once again, one love to all that's looking to my channel and stuff. Make sure you press like and subscribe so I can keep producing videos live. That's what I got to say on my basketball time. And I'm out.